the first stop in the Volvo Ocean Race, a yachting event that takes sailors around the world. Marius is supposed to be here with us. Unfortunately, he's lost his voice, which is actually not a bad thing. Hopefully he'll be joining us a little bit later. But what does motoring actually have to do with yachting?
Volvo purchased the Volvo Ocean Race 10 years ago. It used to be the wet bread around the world race, and it came up for sale. And we had actually been looking for something in sailing, and especially something, an event that we could actually purchase and own and develop and influence. The key reasons really for us wanting to become involved with the race is really the character of the race. With Volvo Ocean Race representing endurance, it's the toughest race in the world. Still, safety is at the core of the race. It's also representing environment, it's powered by the wind, and we're really after accentuating really the excitement and the adventure and performance in our own brand and the technology parts by being involved with the race.
Excitement and performance are not usually words associated with the Volvo brand, at least not in the past. It's always been about comfort, practicality, reliability and safety. Their somewhat boxy designs began to change though, evident particularly with the arrival of the XC or cross-country range, just after the turn of the millennium. And their cars have continued to evolve to a more modern, exciting design. More on that later as we look at Volvo's latest offering, the XC60. But in the same way that Volvo has kept up with the times, the extreme sailing event has come a long way since it first hit the seas as the Whitbread Round the World race in 1973. 17 yachts took part in this first event, which began from Portsmouth in the UK and took the sailors over 27,500 nautical miles. It was a completely different kettle of fish for the 167 crew on board all the boats. Poker and guitars would certainly be an odd sight on the Volvo Ocean Race of today, which carries the motto, life at the extreme.
We were like, how on earth are we going to get around the world in this thing?
It's just an absolute battle out here, couldn't be harder.
A couple of times we had the boat literally out of the water, and it's pretty scary, you know.
It was hard to describe. It was unbelievable.
Oh my God, what the hell's going on? It's like a liquid thunder almost. Soaking wet, the whole boat is dripping. It is life at the extreme. Let's just get home, boys.
Life at the extreme.
Well, this is the 10th running of this race around the world, and it's 36,000 miles, 10 stops. We have effectively got 8 embedded reporters, one on each yacht. They're not allowed to participate in the actual sailing of the boat. They're there to report, to record, to film, to do audio clips and to take still photographs and get all of that information back to us through the amazing Inmarsat satellite technology that we have. And then we spend our time making sure that the footage that gets off the boats this morning is on your television screens tonight. As in many of the ports, we have got an interactive village for spectators and visitors to come and understand a little bit about what the experience is. There's a simulator, there's model boat racing, there's exhibition panels, and of course the yachts themselves are moored that everybody can see. The Volvo Ocean Race is a very complex logistical project. There are actually 80 shipping containers that move around the world with the spare parts of all of the yachts, with the pavilions, all of the elements of the roadshow. But it's not 80 single containers, it's actually 2 times 40, and they leapfrog around the world. So the elements that we have here in Cape Town don't go to India, they go straight to Singapore. The bottom line is that these racing yachts actually sail a lot faster than commercial shipping can sail to keep up.
Obviously, with logistics like these, Volvo wants to make the most of the opportunity to show off its products. And that includes everything from trucks and commercial vehicles to new technologies and educational gimmicks. And it's also sailing smart. The route for the 2008 race has been altered to include stopovers in Asia and the Middle East for the first time. A strategy that allows Volvo to increase awareness of its products in possible slow markets. Visitors to the Volvo village are bombarded with the brand and its range, and clearly they spend fortunes, but they see it as money well spent.
The return on investment for us at Volvo Cars is approximately somewhere 400-500 times what we put into it. It's a little bit difficult to calculate because if we have someone here who has had a fantastic day, experienced the Volvo Ocean Race, and then they might go into Volvo dealership later on and buy a car, it's really difficult for us to actually pinpoint all of those events across the world. On the other hand, what we see in terms of media value of being exposed the way we are with the race, also the merchandise that is displayed, the volume of the cars that we sell and so on, that represents then more or less 400-500% the money that we put into it.
So while the marketing gurus at Volvo are getting bang for their buck for thinking outside the box, it's more a case of living inside it for the sailors on board.
Let's go downstairs, we'll have a look at the lounge, the kitchen, maybe look at the entertainment room. It's very nice down here, so come on in. Up in the bow area here in front of me is the galley and the toilet. We'll go up there for a little peek preview. Jamie Oliver's up there at the moment working on dinner. This is the only cooking utensil you need. One lovely little kettle. And of course, a pot to mix your dinner up in. This will serve 12 guys. Very nice. How does it work? Well, on these boats we consume about 6,000 calories a day on average, and that's a huge amount of calories, mostly because we're just moving the whole time. There's no Sunday roast, there's no Mars bars, there's nowhere to go and have a little sneaky cheese toasty or anything like that. Where do we get all these calories back from? Well, we have this wonderful delicacy called freeze-dried food. And here tonight we're going to have chili con carne with rice. This is enough for 6 guys. Boil 4 pots of water, put the water in, stir it up, lid on for 20 minutes, and bingo. 1 dog bowl each, and a spoon, and away we go. That's dinner. And just to spice up life, we do bring along some oddities, Tabasco sauce, which depending on the meal you need either enormous amounts of or even more. All right, well, bedtime on the Volvo 70. This is heaven on earth, I can tell you. Pretty basic stuff, really. The bunks are made from alloy, and you've got a lovely little piece of meshing underneath you here. And of course, you've always got the added bonus of having one of your crewmates up here in the tropics lying up there sweating down on top of you. Right, the hardest job on the Volvo 70. Going to the loo. You can see here the toilet can gimbal from side to side when the boat's moving around, hanging on like this, going to the loo, and then you've got your foot pump going like this, trying to get water in and flat out trying to get it out of the boat as well. It's a real effort. This is probably physically one of the hardest things to do on the boat. Just a nice little hand basin here. With these little chestnuts, we have a lovely little wet wipe. We're allowed 3 a day. And we wipe our face, under our arms and down our legs, but of course you've got to do that in the right order so that you don't wipe your bum first. So off to work now. We'll see you later.
So of course we've been enjoying the build-up to the Volvo Ocean Race, the start of the Cape Town leg, but that's not the only reason we're in the mother city. We're also here to test drive this, the Volvo XC60, which arrives in South Africa in February.
It's quite a cool little scoop for Ignition, because I think we're probably the first guys in the country to get to enjoy this unbelievable, beautiful, super comfortable, and the safest Volvo ever made. The XC60, I mean, that's coming from Volvo.
Something.
It is. So what makes it the safest?
The main thing is called city safety, and what it does is it brakes for you up to the speed of 30 km an hour if you're about to hit something.
Plenty of those accidents happen in traffic when you're on the phone, doing things you shouldn't be doing, so the car actually gets into ABS, which is pretty cool. We're going to try it on me, see if it will stop before hitting a dummy.
So Marius was late for his flight on this trip, and now it's time for revenge.
She looked a bit grumpy this morning, huh? I did miss my flight too.
We're going to try out the city safety braking system, which means I'm going to drive at about 20 towards him. He's going to stay there, and hopefully the car will stop.
Yeah, I hope she just stays below 30.
Works like a charm. We're lucky
Why?
Because it works.
Other cool things, when you're in cruise control, a very nice setting, you can set the distance between a second and 5 seconds to the car in front of you, and then at high speed the car will just regulate itself. So keeping that safe following distance throughout braking and accelerating, pretty cool.
Also, it tells you if you've deviated from your lane. Beeps quite loudly and irritatingly.
It's quite good after a late night out, eh? Another cool thing is after those late nights out, if you are getting the car in a bit of a tilt, when it gets past a certain angle, it actually deploys, so it doesn't require impact. It actually deploys all the side airbags. So this car is like super safe. But how does it drive?
Well, the performance is phenomenal.
Yeah, we got the 3-litre turbo. There's also the D5 version, the diesel coming out, and unbelievable to drive. Really safe. Kind of has the handling of a sedan, which is what you want with an SUV. But obviously with all-wheel drive, it is super capable off-road as well, which I don't think a lot of people are going to use it for that. But
no, sure,
you can.
Now, we do wish we could tell you there was something we didn't like about the Volvo XC60. That way, you'd know that we're able to retain our editorial objectivity, despite the fact that Volvo flew us down to Cape Town and treated us like kings, like all the other motoring journos on the trip. But unfortunately, we really did like it, except perhaps for that revolting mustard-coloured interior on our test car. The interior is quite bold for Volvo, offering a two-tone design, although you can do a one-colour option if you prefer. It's roomy and comfortable and will suit the Santon application it's probably most going to be in demand for. From the outside, it certainly has charm. Design director Steve Matten described Volvo's move as turning up the visual volume. It's got a ground clearance of around 9 inches, which puts it well within the ranks of segment competitors and higher. But that and its chunky wheels don't compromise its flowing design and aesthetic appeal. The signature curvy Volvo lights are there at the rear, while the manufacturer's gone more bold with its badge on the grille. All in all, it's pleasing on the eye, but it is a competitive segment the 60 is playing in, with plenty of new offerings in this compact SUV category.
You know what I want to know? We were talking about this a little bit earlier. We just recently had the X6. Your thoughts?
Comparing?
200,000 Rand more than the XC60.
Yeah, well, I just think this is going to fit in. I mean, the X6 is kind of making a statement,
sure,
whereas this is making a statement of safety, stylish, cool, and like true Swedish fashion as well. It's just very simple. I think everything's laid out really well. It's very easy to drive. It's nice to look at. There's nothing that's going to put you off in a hurry.
It's very practical.
Well, it is. And at about 500,000, they say between 450 and 500,000. Price hasn't been released yet. I think it's going to be a good buy.
Yep.
So do we say goodbye? No, really, it's a good buy and it's goodbye.
Oh, stop it.
There are 8 teams participating in the 2008-2009 Volvo Ocean Race, with sponsors from the sporting world of Puma to the electronics and technology world of Telefonica and Ericsson. As much as Volvo maximizes its branding opportunities, team sponsors too take advantage of the massive media that swarms in on stopovers. In fact, coverage is expected to reach television audiences of around 2 billion worldwide. We got a chance to get a tour of the Telefonica Black Boat and found a South African in the mix to give us some insight into the crew and their duties on board.
Well, I left South Africa about 5 years ago, and I've been sailing on big keelboats or maxi keelboats for the last 5 years, and just been doing as much sailing as I possibly can and get to meet some people and sail on some good boats and just be out there and sailing. That's the main thing. The boat is obviously 70 feet long. They are now the fastest monohulls in the world, so they're exceptionally quick boats. Lots and lots of sail area and very, very powerful boats. Just roughly a knot to a kilometre is about 1.6. So if we say we're doing 10 knots, we're doing 16 kilometres per hour. For example, E4 during the race averaged 25 knots for 24 hours with 600 nautical miles, which is an exceptionally large speed. So they are now the 24-hour record holders. We have a crew of 11, one of which is a media person, so he's not actually allowed to help us sail the boat. Then we're left with a crew of 10, one of which is the skipper, one of which is the navigator, and we have 2 watch captains, and 2 bowmen, and then 2 trimmers. I'm one of the bowmen on board, so I'm in charge of changing the sails whenever we do a sail manoeuvre. So it's quite a hard job. It's basically involved work on the front of the boat, and it's quite a big physical job.
Cape Town is just the first stopover in the race, which sees the sailors covering around 39,000 nautical miles. They'll be away from their friends and family for around 9 months in total, battling not just the elements but also other factors like pirates and health problems. India is next on the stopover list. The teams are expected to be there in the early days of December.